How's the morning been? Fun? Fun? Oh, you got more coming in. Come on in, guys. We got plenty up here. I know no one wants to sit in the front row. That's only for nerds. I always sat in the front row. So when I was in high school, someone told me that like the kids who got straight A's sat in the front row, and I'm a little ADHD. And so when I started sitting in the front row, truly, I went from getting like C's and D's to getting straight A's. So it really does count.
I use it.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I just thought you were with onion.
So so is everybody in high school?
Junior too.
What are you guys?
I graduated.
You graduated? What are you doing now?
Working at college.
Yeah, awesome. Everybody else, high school? Middle school. Where do you guys go?
Wilson.
Stafford, excellent. My son goes to Lawler. He helped with this presentation, so, you know.
Well, against us for theater UAM.
Yeah, there you go. How about you guys?
Capel, $5.
Oh, okay, cool. How about you guys? Okay, awesome. Awesome, you guys?
You're straight at
Okay, where are you going? Where do you go?
Middles.
All right, awesome. Hi.
Looking for 1 minute.
Yeah. All right, give.
Here, sign up to give speeches. Did anybody sign up for speech, or did anybody sign up to give a speech and change their mind who don't want to do it?
My daughter had signed up, but I still didn't more.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm sorry. We'll see that. Okay, I got you. What you got?
Awesome. Come on in, guys. There's some right up here. I know, nobody wants to sit in the front row. Okay, so my name is Sherry Sutton. Oh, Nikki, we may have one more up here. Why don't you go back and talk?
I also thought that's the but I then stayed on off leave. And I will see you on the way.
Okay. All right.
Nice Ron gets up.
There's multiple Jasons.
Yeah. I used to that piece space about 21%. Great time. I never just that shit. I'm trying to. It was switched to something.
All right. No, that's all right. I'll wait till you guys are done. Hey, guys. How are you? Hey. What grade? What year?
7th grade.
Okay, 7th. Awesome. You're starting young. This is great. How about you guys? 7th? Where do you go to school?
Lawler.
Oh, do you know a really cute kid who looks just like me, but his hair's kind of blonde? His name's Walden Anderson.
Yeah.
He belongs to me.
Oh, cool.
Is he cool? Is he nice?
I haven't really talked. He's in my mouth and some minutes. I haven't really talked.
Because you have to tell me if he's a turd.
No.
All right. You gotta have you guys gotta keep the parents in the loop, right? If your kid's a turd, you gotta tell me. All right, cool. All right, we'll take pictures later and we'll send it to him. All right. So, are we good? I don't care. Open's fine. So, hey guys, my name is Sherry. I am a marketing mentor. So I work with people who have their own businesses and want to know how to do marketing, right? What should they do? What shouldn't they do? Should they do social media? Should they do advertising? What should they be doing? And I especially work with people who are the face of their brand. So they're the ones whose name is on the door or on the product. So can you think of anybody like that? Who their face is on the product? Yeah?
Kate. Kate.
Yeah, is there a person that's Kane's?
Jay and the dog.
Yeah, there you go. That maybe. What about MrBeast? You guys, has everybody heard of MrBeast? Yes. Okay, cool. So we are going to spend all of my presentation today talking about MrBeast and how he grew his business using personal branding. And I just realized that I don't know if I'm...
Mr. Feastables.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this isn't working, so I'm just gonna hit the little thingamabobber. All All right, so a little bit about me. So I'm a boy mom. We already talked about Walden, my son, who you're going to tell me if is a turd later. I've been doing marketing for about 30 years in all different types of businesses. I've worked in chemical companies. I've done gaming. I've done a whole bunch of different businesses. I worked for a couple political campaigns, for presidential campaigns. I am now run my own business, which I absolutely love doing. I'm a speaking coach as well. I have an MBA, I have a master's in communications. I went to Yale for digital marketing, so I'm super nerdy. If you guys missed it earlier, we were talking about like the kids in the front row get straight A's, so I always had to sit in the front row because I wanted to get straight A's. I'm a best-selling author. I have an Amazon best-selling book. I've done a TEDx, and I have 2 podcasts. So that's just a little bit about me, and then I help people to grow their own podcasts as well. So, all right. You guys have all heard of MrBeast. We're going to talk about how MrBeast went from a small YouTuber, let's see if I can move this, to a billion-dollar brand. So, MrBeast started posting videos at 13. Isn't that crazy? Did you guys know he'd been around that? Like, he started that young. Anybody here? Yeah, anybody here 13? Older? Yeah. So this is the time. Get going. No. So he made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos before he ever even got noticed. And so that's one thing to, if you want to become well-known on social media, because you're learning all these amazing things at Toastmasters. And social media is a great way, especially YouTube, to kind of grow your influence. That it takes a while, right? You're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to make a lot of crappy videos. I was at a conference recently and somebody said, if you're not embarrassed by the videos that you posted 3 years ago, then you're not doing it right? You should be a little embarrassed by the videos that you've done before. So that's normal. And he studied YouTube like it was a full-time job. Any of these platforms, especially YouTube, you gotta know how it works, right? There's all these little intricacies. He constantly experimented with different equipment, different types of content, and he built a brand around doing what? Extreme challenges, right? Oh my gosh, I watched a whole bunch of them in preparation for this. They're really entertaining. Do you guys watch? You guys have watched them, I assume. And he reinvests nearly all of his profits back into the business. So that's one of the things is like, sometimes we think these guys are making all this money and we're like, oh, they're just, pocketing it all. No, they reinvest back in the business, right? He's constantly reinvesting. He's constantly saying, okay, I'm gonna use this money to make more equipment, get better types of people. Like I watched a video where he was in the pyramids in Egypt, right? That was not cheap for him to rent those for whatever it was, 100 hours, right? Investing back in the business and investing in ongoing good content. And he did a really good job of developing what's called a personal brand. So there's lots of different elements to a personal brand. And these are all my clients that I've worked with. So there's a couple different elements. The first is you clearly articulate your talents and why people want to hang out with you, right? Why do people want to watch your content? Why do people want to hear you speak? Whether you're a professional speaker or on YouTube, what makes you different and what talents can you bring that's going to make their lives a little bit easier? Visual cues, right? Your logos, your colors, all of that. So my brand colors are pink and green, and so I wear pink and green everywhere I go, right? So after this, I'm going to another event later, and I wear pink and green everywhere I go. And the glasses help too. But having some sort of a visual cue, pink hair is a great example, right? So having something that is like your thing. We're gonna do questions at the end. Tone and vibe. So like, what's your vibe, right? Are you kind of chill? Are you more outgoing, right? Or do you talk fast? Do you talk slow? I know that probably in Toastmasters, they're teaching you to talk a little bit slower, right? If you guys have gone through the Toastmasters classes. What's your overall vibe, right? Are you more emo, right? Are you a little bit like Yeah, are you peppy? Are you sporty? Like, what are your, what do you look like, right? What's your overall vibe? One of the other pieces of building a personal brand is you want to have your face on everything. And for a lot of us, this feels really weird, but it really does work. And you can do that through like really good photography, really good video, right? But MrBeast, if you go to his channel, right, on YouTube, his picture's on every single thumbnail, right? He's on every thumbnail. And that's important, right? Because we recognize him. We want to have that visual cue. And then having a magnetic message, right? What is MrBeast known for? Extreme challenges, right? And giving back to the community. And so that's what he is known for. He has this magnetic message. Everybody knows, like, if I want entertaining content of people doing crazy, stupid things, right? MrBeast is the guy. It used to be, I don't know if I'll talk to the parents in the room. Remember that it was, now I think it might be a bad word, but it's Jack ASS, who used to do they used to do all these really funny, it was back in my day, they used to do all these like jumping off buildings and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of the precursor to MrBeast. All right, but it's gotta be authentic. You have to be you. Here's one of the things is as you are creating, doing speaking, building a career, creating a YouTube channel, it's got to be authentic to who you are. Because if you're trying to be somebody you're not, that gets exhausting. And you're not going to be able to stick with it, right? If you're like, I'm going to be a Kardashian, and I'm going to look like that every single day, and you might be a Kardashian, right? And I'm going to look perfect every day, and I'm going to whatever. It's too hard to keep up with, right? And you're gonna end up cracking. So it's better to say, like, who am I? Who am I really? How do I show up? And I promise you, those things that you think are kind of dorky about you or make you a little different are really your strengths, right? And so be willing to be okay just being who you are, right? And being like, some people are not gonna like you. Like, this is one of the best lessons in marketing and in life. People are not gonna like you. And the sooner you get good with that, the better, right? I wasn't able to figure that out until my 40s. And I lost a lot of my life because of that, right? I wish I had realized that some people just aren't gonna like me. And like, that's okay. Like, that's cool, right? So finding who you are, because the people who like you are gonna love you. So find who you are and be willing to do that, right? And MrBeast does that, right? He's very authentic. I can't believe some of the challenges that that he does, and he just is himself, right, through the whole thing. And here's something else that I want you guys to take away from this is, I love this term of people buy from people. And whether it's you're buying a product or buying you because you're looking for a job or you're auditioning for something or whatever, and imperfect people buy from imperfect people, right? Because none of us are perfect. Anybody here perfect? I was hoping somebody would raise their hand. No. But nobody's perfect, right? And so imperfect people buy from imperfect people. Nobody wants to buy from somebody who's perfect, right? None of us want to hang out with the Kardashians anymore. There was a little phase there. Do you guys even know who the Kardashians are anymore?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So nobody wants to hang out with somebody who's not, who's perfect, right? We like people who are a little like, tripped and, broke their heel or, whatever, or even more significant. Okay, so what I want you guys to think about is what makes you, right? What do you want to build your personal brand on, right? What are the building blocks? And so think about a couple of these questions, and a lot of you guys have paper. We'll just take a second. Like, what is the story that shaped you? And it might have been something, it could be something big, it could be something small, right? Especially, you guys are still building a lot of your life experience. It could have been, something that you're generational, right? You're learning it from your parents. Or it could have been, I got bullied at school, right? Or I, won the national championship for something, right? Or I have ADHD and had to learn how to, kind of be in a normal classroom. or whatever that might be. I mean, I know I got bullied a lot. I am a highly sensitive person, so I cry at the drop of a hat. And man, I got teased like crazy for that. But it made me who I am because I'm able to really connect with other people because I get how hard it is to have big emotions, right? So that's part of my story. So what are some of the elements of your story that you can lean into that make you, who you are? Values. What do you stand for? What's important to you, right? Is integrity important to you? Maybe it's being kind. Maybe it's ongoing learning. I mean, maybe a lot of you are here just because your parents told you you were going. But some of you are here, yeah, she's like, yep, my parents made me come. And then there's parents in the room. You guys are making them pay attention too. No, just teasing. But what do you stand for? What's important to you? What are the things that you do that are non-negotiables? Voice. What's your natural style, right? Are you loud and peppy and talk kind of fast like me? Are you a little bit like softer spoken? No matter what it is, you can build a personal brand on that. You don't have to be, right? Somebody who wears a pink suit with bright red hair and, right? You can be you, whatever that, whatever that is. So what is kind of your natural style? Are you funny? Are you thoughtful? Are you bold? We were teasing about my son. I'm getting you to like totally narc on my kid right now. But he's the class clown, right? He's kind of a class clown, and like that's his shtick, right? And he builds a personal brand a little bit, you can tell me if I'm wrong, around being a class clown. But that's his thing, that's what he's known for, and that's great, right? And so, as he moves forward in his life, right, you have to get like him being a comedian and somebody who's sort of naturally funny is something he can lean into as part of his personal brand. What are some of the things, if you think about MrBeast, what are some of the things you think are important to him? Yeah?
Definitely the people that he surrounds himself with.
Yeah.
Really enthusiastic and like outgoing people on his show.
Yep, enthusiastic, outgoing, for sure. And that he doesn't hog the spotlight, which is something that's interesting, right? He shares the spotlight with other people. He's got his friends there. Yeah.
Maybe creating content and making people's day by watching his videos.
Yeah, entertaining, right? Like let's keep life light, right? Let's not make it too heavy. Let's keep things a little light. What does he do with a lot of his money besides reinvest it? Yeah, go ahead.
He gives it away to people.
Yeah.
And he buys stuff for people.
Yeah, he gets. Oh, you're gonna say? Yeah, he gives it away. And he does a lot of charity work, right? And that's pretty cool. So that gives you a sense of a representation of his values. He shows you his values through his actions. And you guys do that too, right? You show people what's important to you. If you're gonna be the first one to hug somebody who falls on the playground, right? Well, I guess you don't go to the playground anymore, but you get the idea, right? Falls in the hallway out here, right? Then compassion and empathy is something that's important to you, right? What are the actions that you take that show who you are as a person? And some of that you just figure out over time too. These girls are like, well, I'm not gonna pick up anybody. Like, you'd pick me up, right? That's what they're whispering to each other. You'd pick me up, right? If I fell and broke my heel. Okay, so a couple of things. How to show up online with maximum aura, plus 99K aura. I don't know what that means, but my son put that in here. So apparently, he may just say, done that to make me better. Yeah, good, great. People are laughing at me now. He's like, how much are you willing to be laughed at? That was his question when he was helping me to do this presentation. So hopefully it's not too bad. All right, I'm just kidding. So how do you show up with maximum aura? So there's a couple things. First, pick one platform to start. So as speakers and as people who are interested in building a personal brand, I think that YouTube is one of the best platforms for you. It's going to have the longest longevity also. I think a lot of the other social platforms are either in question of staying open, right? Like TikTok. And a lot of the other ones like Facebook and Instagram, right? I think they're for a little bit older people, right? YouTube is what you guys all watch, right? And I think that's gonna follow you throughout your lives, right? Or at least the next iteration of it. Show up consistently. So if you're gonna choose to build a personal brand and build something on social media, and YouTube is a social media platform, kind of, right? It is, social just means we can talk back and forth. But you wanna show up consistently. So you can't just do, one video and then be like, I'm bored, I'm not gonna do it anymore, right? MrBeast did hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos very consistently before he got any kind of traction, right? I post pretty much every single day, if not multiple times a day, to grow my business and to grow my personal brand. So, and you don't have to do that. And I have help, right? I have full-time team members, so that helps. Focus on helping, entertaining, and inspiring. One of the things that I think a lot of people feel really cringy about, like, doing anything on social media or even like in front of an audience at all, right? Speaking in front of an audience, is if you go in there with the goal of being of service to other people, so trying to help them with something that they're struggling with, you don't feel like such a dork. Right? If you go in and you're like, hey, let me teach you how to, I don't know, braid your hair, right? You don't, like, it's not like, hey, look at me, right? You're like, I'm just teaching you how to braid your hair. It just happens to be me doing it, right? So if you find a way to be of service, help other people, and inspire other people, that makes it feel a little more exciting, a little more fun for a lot of people. Does that resonate? Yeah, okay. All right. We're gonna spend a couple minutes talking specifically about how to grow on YouTube. Because I think for a lot of folks your age, if you wanna do anything on online and digital marketing, YouTube is probably the place to do it. And we're talking about MrBeast, and that's what he did. So these are a lot of lessons from MrBeast. So the first one is what's called the 3 C's, and that's consistency, clarity, and connection. So you want to make videos consistently, right? Consistently show up. You want to be very clear about who you are, right? What do you offer to people? And we talked about that a little bit earlier. And the last thing is connection. There's this thing called the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I don't know if they still exist now, but in 2023, they said they named a new epidemic, and it wasn't COVID. It was an epidemic of loneliness and isolation. So we really struggle in our country to feel connected to other people, right? And sometimes social media can help with that, and sometimes it can be real bad when it comes to that. And so finding ways that you can truly connect with other people in a way that's safe, right? In a way that you're doing it in the right way. And I'm not here to kind of talk to you about how to stay safe online, but make sure that you talk to your parents about that. But finding ways to connect with other people, and sometimes that's just commenting on other people's stuff, right? Letting people comment on yours, right? Sending people direct messages maybe when they like, hey, I loved meeting you, that kind of thing, right? So the next thing is you really want to think like a brand and not a user. And so I think sometimes as we build our brand, as we build, whether it's in a business or on YouTube, we tend to think like somebody who uses YouTube and not a brand on YouTube. Right? And I think MrBeast was always very smart about that, right? He's like, I'm building the MrBeast brand, right? And what does that look like? And so it helps you to do a couple things, like, again, staying clear, staying consistent, being very intentional with everything you do. So making sure that, like, okay, if I'm doing this video, does this meet my, is this in line with my brand? Am I being concise? Am I being clear, right? How does this move my goals forward, right? I have a difference I want to make in the world. how does this help move that forward? Because we all have something we want to do, right? So MrBeast, what's MrBeast known for? Generosity and insane challenges, right? That's MrBeast's brand. He's got two things. That's it. Insane challenges and being super generous. And so if you just pick a couple of those and just be very consistent and intentional about it. Okay, so the second thing is help people find you with search engine optimization. So you guys know what search engine optimization? SEO? Yeah. Like, duh, of course you guys do. So there's a couple things from a search engine optimization that you need to do to make sure that your videos are being seen. So the first thing is searchable titles. So you want to have in the title something that's really interesting that people are searching for. So like if I were doing this presentation, and I'm actually recording it, so it might end up being on YouTube, but the name would be, right, like how MrBeast used personal branding to grow, to become a billionaire, right? Because people look for MrBeast and search for MrBeast all the time, so I'm just capitalizing on his fame. And so finding searchable, things that are searchable, catchy, keywords in the description and in the tags. And you can look at how to do all of this. And then the other thing is making sure you have standout thumbnails. So these are MrBeast's most recent thumbnails. So when I logged in, right, they like pop off the page. So when you're scrolling, right, they pop off the page. So not only is his face in all of them, right, but what else do you notice?
They're all bright colors.
Yeah, bright colors is a big part of it.
He does like compare himself to someone else. Like it's like he's on one side.
Yeah, he's got a lot of his if he has a guest on the show, he has his picture and the guest's picture. So like that one. Oh, that's kind of a remake. What was the other one that I saw? That one, like on the upper right-hand corner, right? He'll have himself plus somebody else. It's good to do that, especially if they're popular, right? Capitalize on their fame. But and if you use Canva, right? You guys are all like learn Canva, I think, in school. So you can actually search like MrBeast thumbnails, and there will be a whole bunch that will give you this kind of template, this kind of formatting, right? You don't want to look exactly like MrBeast. Like find some colors that are yours, right? But I've used some of them. Full disclosure, I'll change the colors to my pink and green, right? Maybe change the font to the one that I use. But yeah, he uses a lot of yellow. Is very yellow. He does a lot of yellow and a lot of red. Even though his logo is that blue, like the blue, whatever that, I don't know what it is. What is that animal?
It's like a wolf or something.
Is it a wolf? Something like that? I don't know anyway. I don't think it's on the screen. So the other thing is to realize what are people searching for, right? What are people searching for that you might be able to capitalize on? So that's what I was talking about a few minutes ago around, I would, when I'm doing this presentation, I would definitely put MrBeast in the title, right? Because I want to capitalize on his fame, even though it's not all about MrBeast. But there's this thing called Google Trends, and it's available really to anyone. And you can go in there and put in there, like, obviously the big trending thing when I did this yesterday was the NFL draft, which is happening right now. Big deal in my house. We're a Cowboys house, so this has been like on television nonstop. But yeah, the NFL draft, or you could say like, hey, I'm doing a thing on hair braiding. I don't know why that's my example, but right? What are some of the other things that people search for, right? And maybe they all are searching for like mermaid braids or mermaid hair, or like how to get hair like, on some TV show, a show, Netflix show or something, or like a YouTuber. How do they braid their hair? How do they make that look, right? But this will tell you what are some of the other things that people search for. So then you can take those terms and put them in your title, put them in your description, and put them in your tags of your videos, and that'll help a lot. Hi. Okay, so the third thing is making sure that you cross promote on other platforms. So being on other social media platforms, it can be a beast, pun intended. But it doesn't have to be. I would pick one other place that you are that you're cross promoting on. So it's either, probably for you guys it would be TikTok. Is everybody on TikTok, or probably some of the high school people might be. Yeah, there's a couple. Okay, so TikTok I think would probably be a good one just because it is very popular. The challenge with TikTok is we don't know what's going to happen with TikTok, right? I think that the future of TikTok is still a little up in the air. Someone will buy it, and it will stay, right? I can't imagine it would go away, but you just never know. So that's one of the challenges with only choosing to do something on TikTok, is because if it goes away, now you've lost all of your, the only place that you were cross promoting. So, if you want to spend the time, you would probably want to. If you were running a business, I would tell you not to market just on TikTok, to do it somewhere else too, because we just don't know what's going to happen. So maybe it's Instagram. Does anybody use Instagram for the people who are on site? You do? Okay, so Instagram's still a thing. I didn't know if that was for dinosaurs like me. Okay, so maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's something else, but cross-promoting on those platforms, X, is an option as well. X is kind of for like men in their 50s now, so no offense to any men in their 50s in the room, but that's kind of what X is. X is for now. My husband's on it all the time, just because that's where they talk sports, I guess, is X. It's like politics and sports, so probably not for you. Hi. But that idea of cross-promoting on other platforms, and MrBeast did a really good job of this, specifically first on Instagram. He did a lot where he'd be like, "Hey, I'm doing behind the scenes. I'm filming here today," or "This new video is coming out. Like, new video going to drop soon." That kind of stuff. So MrBeast did a very good job of cross-promoting first on Instagram and then also on TikTok. He also did a lot on Twitter at the time. That's now X. But as his career has gone on, now he does something on all of these. Okay, so the other big thing is growing an audience takes time. We talked about this with MrBeast, right? He started at 13, and what somebody was saying earlier, he's in his 30s now. Is that right? Okay? I got one guy back there who's like, "Yeah, we love MrBeast." So he's in his 30s, so he's been doing this for a long time, right? This isn't something that just happens overnight. And I think this is true with all the business owners that I work with, right? As well as anybody who's building a personal brand online, is it takes a long time. There's a lot of repetition. There's a lot of consistency. I have clients all the time who say to me, "Well, I just need one viral video." And I was like, "Yeah, and I just need to win the lotto." Like, the chances are about the same. So it's more about consistency, right? One foot in front of the other, one piece of content after the next one. You're gonna learn something new, you'll do something different, right? You'll buy a new piece of equipment. You should I encourage you, go onto my YouTube channel. It's called Sherry Sutton Marketing Mentor, right? And go back to my old videos, and they're embarrassing, right? Because like I said earlier, if you're not embarrassed by the videos that you did 3 years ago, you're not doing it right, right? So now I have a professional studio now. Just this year, all of my videos have really, I've increased the professionalism of them, because that's important to me, right? So it's okay, right? You're gonna change over time. Okay, so the next thing, number 4, is how to monetize on YouTube. Does anyone want to make money in their lives? Yeah, anybody want to make money on YouTube? All right, here's how you do it. So you can make money being you. So here's how what you have to have in order to start monetizing YouTube. So the first thing is, in order to get revenue from the ads that show during your videos, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 watch hours on your site. And I think that there is a time frame for that. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's a time frame for that 4K watch hours. So this is pretty achievable, right? At least the subscribers is. The watch hours can be tough, right? That's a lot of watch hours. So, but when you get to that level, then all of the ads that show, you start getting a percentage of that, right? And this is how MrBeast and a lot of those other folks make all their money, because they're monetizing YouTube. So the other way that you can make money is through sponsorships and brand deals. So I was watching this morning, and MrBeast had a video, and like in the middle of the video, there was like hey, go to Verizon for your, phone service, internet access, whatever, and use verizon.com/MrBeast and get, a month free or whatever, right? So he's getting paid to do that. So sponsorships, right? And brand deals, right? Where let's say, and I don't know what brand deals MrBeast has. He creates a lot of his own, actually. But like, if you see people, sports stars, right? They'll wear only Nike, right? And Nike gave them those clothes and probably paid them in order to wear that, right? So that's what I mean by brand deals. Affiliate links. My son and I have a bet if anyone knows what an affiliate link is, or what an affiliate is. Oh, yes, I was right. Someone would know. Okay, tell me what.
If you're an ambassador for a brand, and then they give you a link that you can give your subscribers or something, and then they got like 10% off.
Yeah.
So like this, if MrBeast had an affiliate link, you could give that to his subscribers so that they can go to it.
Yeah. So I don't know if everybody heard that. So let's go back to the Verizon example. So Verizon could pay MrBeast and say, hey, we'll give you, whatever, $1 million if you talk about Verizon in all your in 10 videos, right? And that's what's called a sponsorship or, a brand deal. But an affiliate, what they would do is they'd say, hey, MrBeast, we're going to give you an affiliate link. And when people sign up under this specific page or using your link, then you're going to get a percentage of the revenue. And now if MrBeast is smart, he starts running the numbers and he says, okay, well, I can make $1 million as a sponsorship, but if I do it as an affiliate, I keep making money on that revenue, right? So I might be able to get more people to be an affiliate and make more money. And so one of the reasons why brands want to do that is they want you to be bought in too, right? So if I give you an affiliate link, now you are making money on my success. We both need to be successful. I'm not just giving you money and asking you to do something. We're in business together, and that's what the difference between an affiliate is. Does that make sense? And if you ever see anybody who's like, go to this website and click code blah, blah, blah. That's they're doing an affiliate link. Or Amazon has a very good affiliate program. And so if you ever, does anybody watch like any of the fashion folks on TikTok? And they'll be like, put shop in the description and I'll DM you the link, right? And when you do that, they send you an Amazon link. They're getting affiliate money for that. So they get a percentage of that money. And that's how they're making money. I've run those programs for ever. All right. The other thing is just selling your own stuff, right? What does MrBeast sell? Chocolate. What'd you say?
I was searching.
Yeah, chocolate. T-shirts, right?
Has like
Lunchables. Does he have he has toys? Yep. Yeah, so that's really been the biggest thing he's been doing the last few years is the Lunchables. Like you see, now you go into 7-Eleven and there's a little stand there. Yeah. Okay, so here is a recap of how to create your specific brand blueprint. So be you, not somebody else. Post with purpose, right? Be of service. align with your values. Use search engine optimization so that people can find you. And trust builds community and income. The more people you can have in your community, the better off you are, right? MrBeast got is making the money he's making because he found a community of people, kept posting, they told their friends, they told their friends, they told their friends, and now everybody in this room knows who MrBeast is, except maybe those of us over 40. Okay, so I want you guys to think about these questions, and you can write them down and come back to them or take a picture of them. But what do you want to be known for? Right? What do you want to be known for? What's one video idea you could film this week that connects with that? And maybe you want to be known for having, I keep coming back to the braiding hair example, but maybe you want to be known for having fabulous hair. Like that works, right? Or you want to be known for being the class clown, right? Yeah, if you don't want to be known for anything, then no, you don't need to start a YouTube channel. That's cool too. And then what makes your voice different, right? And sometimes you don't want to be different, but I promise you, you're going to want to be different down the road, right? You're going to want to stand out and have a way that you stand out. Doesn't mean you need to do it in a way that's like embarrassing, right? But you want to have something about you that's different, because otherwise you're just like everybody else, right? And nobody wants to be like everyone else. We all get to be our own special little snowflakes, and that's cool, right? It's cool to be a little bit different. It's cool to do something, to stand out, but standing out as part of a community that's loving and supportive for everybody else around us. But what's the way that you're going to stand out? So you've got this. So a couple things. Don't wait to be ready. No one is ever ready. When I talk to my clients, they're always like, well, when I get the perfect camera, then I'll do it, right? Or when the light is perfect, or when once my bangs grow a little bit, like I'm in a bad bangs phase right now, right? When my bangs grow, then I'll do it, right? Or when, once this happens, then I'll do it. Like, there's never a good time to do anything ever. Just do it. Just do it. Do it poorly. Do it badly, but just do it, right? Start small, right? And just be you. And the world needs you, right? They need you. They need your voice. They need your authenticity. They need whoever you are, whatever it is about you that is cool and awesome. Other people want to know it, and other people want to learn from you, and other people want to be in your community so that you can be in their community too. Does anybody have any questions? Yeah.
Does your brand that is taking green, does that have anything to do with the Wicked movie?
It doesn't. I know. Now I look like Wicked like all the time now. Yeah. It does not. I did that before Wicked, and I've been a little bit annoyed lately that
everyone's like,
yeah, go ahead.
So I really like the tactics that you showed. Thank you for hosting this. But what if we want to, what if we have a nonprofit? Would these still, these traits, would they still work?
100%. And the cool thing about having it, she was asking about whether or not you would these work if you have a nonprofit. 100%. And when it's a nonprofit, you want to lean into that. What's the difference we're making in the world? Not just what's the difference I want to make, but what's the difference we're making in the world? And the great thing about running a nonprofit, and I work with a lot of nonprofits, is there's so much content usually, right? Like my son and I packed meals for the homeless last week for Easter, right? There's so much great content. So I have these videos of him shoveling handfuls of broccoli, right? There's so much really good content, and people love a good give back story, right? And that's one of the things, MrBeast is, maybe he has a generous heart, but he's also smart in that people love giving back. People love a good story about helping other people. And so he was very smart in that. So he made it part of his brand. I have made it part of my brand. Some of the research shows, especially for millennials and Gen Z, you guys are right at the edge of Gen Z. You're at the tail end of Gen Z. And then next is Gen Y. So for those two audiences in particular, giving back is incredibly important. People want to know that you are environmentally friendly, right? That you're giving back, that you have some sort of give back initiative. And so the chances of people in those two generations buying from you, if you're giving money back, is incredibly high. So it's, especially if you can mix, if you mix it with some sort of profit thing, you have to kind of figure out how to do that. But 100%, yeah. Yeah. And happy to help anytime. Anybody else have questions? How was this? Valuable? Oh yeah, go ahead.
How do you reach an audience that there's already popular videos?
You have to do something different. You have to have a little bit of a different angle on it, right? If you're doing the same videos as everybody else, you're right. Like there's no way to be, there's no way to be competitive. So find something that is authentic to you that can be a little bit different, right? And maybe it's talking about the same things, but like you're doing it on a treadmill, or I don't know, or doing it with red glasses, or finding something that's just a little bit different of a way that you do it. There's a lot of people who like made their money by giving advice while out on a walk, right? Or there's all sorts of different things. So find a way, a specific background even, a specific thing you're doing while you're doing it, a specific hat, a specific pair of glasses. There's a guy here in town who started wearing this red baseball hat, and he teaches people how to do podcasting. And he wears a red baseball hat, and everyone knows who he is, because he goes everywhere now with the red baseball hat. And he's completely recognizable. Like, oh, Larry, the podcast guy, right? Same with me. Like, I have people come up to me in Target and they're like, hey, marketing mentor, red glasses. I'm like, I hate these glasses. But like, I ended up like, it kind of fell into wearing the red glasses, but now they're like my shtick. So finding something that helps you stand out a little bit. Does that answer your question? How was this?
Good.
Good? Did you guys learn? Okay, good. All right, I have my, this is my contact information. You guys are welcome to reach out if you have any questions. That goes to my website, I believe. And yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day. Would you have one more session?
Yes. I think the next session is like games or something.
Okay. Well, have a great next session. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.